Hi, it's Danny from Danny Sports Bar here in Pattaya, looking ahead at the week in the world of sports. Before we look ahead to Sports Week, I want to talk about a few things happening here at Danny Sports Bar. One of them is not so fun for us. The next two Saturdays, because of elections in Thailand, we're going to have to close at 6 p.m. until 6 p.m. on Sunday, which means we won't be able to show a lot of the Saturday night games or the Australian Open men's final this Sunday. But we'll show everything else. We open on Sunday at 6 p.m. Two other things. Friday night this week, 7 p.m., we're going to start up Killer Pool. First time we've ever done it. It's been suggested to us many times. I've seen it have been used at many other bars. A lot of people have a lot of fun. We think it'll be a lot of fun. We've got two of the guys from our pool league team running the competition, and we're going to do it every Friday, starting this Friday at 7 p.m. Last thing, next week on Thursday, February 5th, we've got our next big party. My wife and I, we've been married for 19 years. We want to celebrate and we want to have everyone over. We're going to have free food. We're going to have music. A lot of fun. Please put that on your calendars, February 5th. Oh, one last thing, Super Bowl. That does fit into this week in sports because Sunday we found out who's going to be in the Super Bowl. It's going to be the Seattle Seahawks against the New England Patriots. A rematch of a game from 13 years ago, which ended, it was really an exciting game, ended with a bad decision by the Seahawks coach at the time, Pete Carroll, trying to throw a pass, was intercepted, ended the game, the Patriots won. Well, none of the players from that game, none of the coaches from that game are still around now, but it should be an interesting game. The Patriots had just a big bounce back season and ended up winning the AFC in the snow on Sunday in Denver. The Seahawks, they were the top seed in the NFC, and they won a fantastic NFC championship game against the Los Angeles Rams on Sunday. They have quarterback Sam Darnold, who of course resurrected his career last year in Minnesota, had an even better year this year with the Seahawks. So that game, the Super Bowl, will be here in Thailand the morning of February 9th, Monday morning, February 9th, 6:30 a.m. kickoff. Of course, yes, we will have it, our 8th annual Super Bowl party. We are taking reservations for it. Our cashier has a seating chart. We ask 300 baht to reserve a seat because of the early morning. We want to make sure people are going to show up, but that also includes free food. So we expect it to be full. All our Super Bowl parties so far have been. So anyway, those are the things coming up at Danny's. Now this week, and it's an interesting week. We'll start off with the Champions League Wednesday night. It's the final day of the league stage of the Champions League. And what that means is all 18 games will kick off at the same time. 3 a.m. Thailand time. Yes, sorry, it's really late, but they're really important games. Not for everybody. Arsenal's already secured their spot at the top of the league stage. Bayern Munich pretty much sure to be second, but every other spot is pretty much up for grabs. Teams trying to secure a spot in the top 8. Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea. If they win, they'll be in. Chelsea and Newcastle in particular have difficult games. Chelsea is away to Napoli, which needs a win to stay in the Champions League. Newcastle are away to Paris Saint-Germain, the defending champions, who need a win themselves to get into the top 8. Manchester City at the moment outside the top 8, but a win could very well put them in it. Why do you want to be in the top 8? Because you then avoid the playoff round. You go directly into the round of 16 once we start the knockout tournament to lead to the Champions League final. Also, you want to finish as high as you can because the seeding for the knockout tournament is all based on how you do in the league stage. So these games really important because it's really bunched up. Anyway, that's the Champions League. Premier League, it's also kind of bunched up, but not all together, bunched up in a couple different places. Right now, Chelsea are in 4th place, but they're as close to Tottenham Hotspur in 14th place as they are to Aston Villa and Manchester City, who are tied for 2nd and 3rd. So the gap between 3rd and 4th is pretty big, 9 points, but there's no gap at all, hardly, between 4th and 14th. Then there's also a fight for relegation. We'll talk about that later. But let's talk right now about the top of the table because there's some interesting games this weekend. We won't be able to show Leeds against Arsenal on Saturday night. We obviously were closed for the election. But that Leeds have only lost 2 of 11 home games. They're down near the bottom of the table. They're still not assured of avoiding relegation this year, but they've only lost 2 out of 11 home games. They only lost to Aston Villa and to Spurs so far at home at Ellen Road. They've drawn several games. They've won a few. Arsenal defeated Leeds 5-0 when they played the back of the Emirates Stadium earlier this season. But Arsenal, after losing to Manchester United on Sunday night, could really use a win. So they go to Leeds looking really big hard for a win on Saturday. If they weren't to get it, Arsenal at the moment going into the weekend have only a 4-point gap over Villa and Manchester City right now. Manchester City on Sunday night, and we will be showing this game, will be playing Tottenham Hotspur at 11:30 p.m. on Sunday night in London. Now, right now, the way Tottenham are playing, you would say Manchester City would be a big favorite in that game. 2 things about that. One, in January, Manchester City went 4 games in the Premier League without a win. They finally broke that string with a 2-0 win against the team in bottom of the table, Wolves, last week in Manchester. The other thing about it is, in Pep Guardiola's time at Manchester City, the team that arguably has given him the most trouble is Tottenham Hotspur. For whatever reason, they beat him already once this year up in Manchester. They've won 10 times against Pep's Manchester City. No one has won more than that. Manchester United and Liverpool have also won 10 times, but Tottenham won 10 times in fewer games. It doesn't make a lot of sense. A lot of these things where there's someone as bogey team don't make sense, but it has been the case, and it is certainly in both teams' minds that Tottenham often perform against Manchester City. So that is a big game. Also on Sunday, earlier than that, 9 p.m., Manchester United will be playing against Fulham. Now, as I said, Manchester United beat Arsenal, and before that beat Manchester City, 2 games under their interim manager, Michael Carrick, and they performed really well in both of them, but those were big high-profile games. Manchester United in the past sometimes have a history of performing well in the high-profile games and then not so well when it comes to a lesser opponent. And Fulham are a dangerous team. They win some games you don't expect them to. They're higher in the table than you probably thought they were. So that's not an automatic win, but we'll see if Manchester United really are revived under Michael Carrick. Maybe they go on and win that game convincingly too. So we've got, even though we can't open from 6 p.m. Saturday to 6 p.m. Sunday, we've got a lot of sports when we can open. We also have on Saturday afternoon the Australian Open Women's Final. That'll be at 3 p.m. So that's what's going on this week here. Come join us. Remember the Super Bowl. Get your reservations in. Remember our party on the 5th. And remember that we'll be closed from 6 p.m. Saturday to 6 p.m. Sunday because of the election. Come see us here at Danny's.